Good afternoon. This is Billy with Water Damage Specialist, and we're going to be showing you today is July 18, 2017, a series of two films. The first film will be displaying the actual sewer line before the cleaning, before the hydrogetting. The second film will be displaying the sewer line after we hydrojet. In addition, you'll be seeing flares in between that's showing you transitions into a second day or films. What we're displaying here is the actual 5-inch cast iron clean out. This is the actual camera that you see. Cameras has been inserted into the sewer line and is just pretty much running right now into the sewer. What we actually see right now, this is an existing old sewer down from the original development of the property. You can see the water flowing at 9 o'clock. What you see down at the 9 o'clock, now it's flowing right above it, but what you actually see is a channel. The water is running into a channel, kind of looks kind of like a wash per se, and that's just displaying, showing me that the actual line is so old that it has developed a riverbed down at the bottom, which means that the line is bottomed out. Yes, you do see passage of the water, but in reality there is water seeping down below the actual line. We're going to go ahead and continue going further into the sewer. We're about 57 feet into the line. Please ignore the numbers as we have the numbers revolve around how much of the reel we have out. So we have about 10 to 15 feet out before we're able to get into the actual line. Total length of the line, as you can see down at the 81 foot, that's actual break that's located in the line. We're going to try to bypass that break. It's at 81 feet displaying in the camera, but the total length of the actual line is 87 feet. So I believe we have about 10 feet out of the reel. So we're looking at about 70 feet into the line right now in reality. We're trying to bypass this area. We're having problems bypassing. As you can see, the camera is stuck. But we're going to continue trying to bypass it to see if we can get further into the line to observe the rest of the condition of the line. Now we do see some activity as of now, and we're still trying to bypass it. Pretty much, we should not be, as you can see right there, there's actual roots, and starting from the actual about 75 foot mark, and all the way up to about 84, almost 87, we have roots. That is almost about 10 feet of roots that are displayed on the actual sewer line. So which means that you have various breaks in the line, dislocations, separations, allowing water roots to protrude into the actual line, causing damage into the line, and at some point, pretty much a separation will cause the line to collapse. So we will be attempting to hydrojet this line to remove as much roots as possible, but do understand that this line is a 6-inch line, 6-inch cast iron and clay line, and you have probably about 80% of the actual line filled with roots. So we're going to try to attempt to open it up to 80% so we can bypass and get further into the line so you guys will be able to see. We're almost at the near end of the line right here. We're having a little bit of problems with the camera bypassing this point. We're going to go ahead and continue. As you can see, there is a break there that is pretty much almost at the end. We have a big, large separation. There is the flare, and as you can see, we're deep into the line. We're able to successfully pass it, but we're reversing the camera, and you can see the sewer line channel. That is the last connection. That is a terracotta line right there that you see that is separated off the sewer, which means that the line is no longer intact together, but the walls are displaying on the actual sewer. And at some point, this is at the verge of collapsing, which means that this line needs to be rehabilitated. That is a second segment that you see there at 11 o'clock, and you can see the actual walls of the sewer line pipe display, which means that that is two areas that we have there. And these are the two most important connection points of the actual sewer. This is what they call 45, and from there it transitions into the saddle, which connects onto the city line. And in reality, if these 2 points of connections are not really functioning, your sewer line pretty much is shot. What tends to happen is when these two lines, parts of the line actually collapse, you'll have a severe blockage, and pretty much all your units will be backing up and causing a tremendous amount of aggravation and stress, where you won't be able to use any toilets, kitchens, flush anything. And right there, you do still see traces of the line of the actual roots. This was after the cleaning. The camera at this point is dirty and have a piece of root attached to it. So we're going to go ahead and reel it back out. We're going to re-clean the lens, and we're done for today for this side. What we're going to do is come back a second time. That is July 20th. We're going to re-camera the line just to verify everything and see at what point we're at. We're in the line right now. We're going to go ahead and go forward into the cast iron line. And with this camera, this is the larger camera that the city uses for 8-inch lines. So we wanted to get a closer image before we tell you exactly what's going on. But we already have a sense of what's going on with the actual sewer. In reality, the sewer needs to be entirely replaced. Permaliner is no longer eligible due to the major break separations and the amount of turns that are actually located on the actual sewer. So at this point, what we're going to have to do, we'll have to go ahead and pull a public works permit, open up the actual alleyway, pipe burst, which is trenchless, also known as trenchless technology, and be able to pipe burst a new line down to the city line. What you see there, we're still going into it. The reason why the camera is down, your water is flowing right above, almost at 12 o'clock. But the reason why this bigger camera cannot get into that channel is because there's such a big channel that where the water is flowing, the water created such a big passage it doesn't allow the actual camera to run through it. It diverts it outside, and that's what's going on. Camera is still running in through the line at this point. You do see water flowing, but just because there's water flowing doesn't mean it's going into the right place. So right here, the cast iron is from the original development. Originally, when you didn't have a clean out, we installed the clean out. We were able to see the condition of the actual gauge of the cast iron, and the gauge has been thinned out so much, it's almost paper thin. In a sense, it weakens the stability of the actual line and makes it more perceivable to it collapsing at a sooner date. And the last thing you want is for an actual line to collapse on you. We're getting closer. This is still cast iron line. It's going to be a transition where the line converts into an actual terracotta line. At this point, this is going to display that the transition is completely gone, which means that the cast iron line is no longer existent and actually has a big gaping hole inside. But you will be able to see that. I'll go ahead and let you know as soon as it comes up. And we are at that point of where the transition's at there. That is the point that we're stuck. Camera cannot bypass that point. We're going to try one more time to bypass it. Camera is stuck again. We cannot get past that point. We were able to. No, we cannot get past that point. I mean, as of now, we know the actual line's pretty much gone. So it's beyond repair. But we need to replace this line immediately. Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate your time. If you guys have any concerns, please address them to management. Verta Mitchell, from what you can see there, the roots are still there. I've already jetted the line 2 times. One with up to 3,000 psi. Second time up to 4,000 psi. If we continue trying to remove these roots, we're going to end up collapsing the line entirely, where we will have to manually replace the entire line instead of doing trenchless. So at this point, we're not going to take the risk, and we're just going to go ahead and let the management company know of the and get these issues addressed immediately. Well, thank you guys very much once again. It's been a pleasure, and we are Don Ricardo doing a sewer line inspection. Have a good day.